what's up? Live, Pick Central. Yeah, I guess we were for a second. I'll have to watch that back. Brought to you by Cars.com. Cars.com is the leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car, celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars wherever life takes you next. And whoever you're looking to be, there's a car for that on Cars.com. Up to 50,000 cars are added daily to Cars.com. Shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on Cars.com. Where to next? Football Friday, joined by Marty and Clemmer. I think Smitty's coming in. I think so. Ev traveling. Your mic's not on.
Whose mic's not on?
Marty's?
Yeah.
Or maybe I didn't hear it. We good?
Marty Mush.
All right.
1 2 check 1 2.
Check. We hear you, Mart.
Stinker of a game last night to a degree. I guess it's nice to watch somebody put up like a 40 spot. But Bears.
If they hit that field goal, it's close.
Yeah, Bears Commanders with nothing else on. Baseball, no game threes. Crazy that was the Thursday night game. But, yeah, I mean, Fields looked good again.
Or it's great.
Really good. So, I don't know. Is there something there with Fields? Is there something there with Fields?
I want to actually.
They are still a bad team.
I want to ask you guys questions. Because everyone's like, Justin Fields is great again. Justin Fields played great yesterday. I have no qualms with that. I think that he played great. Last week, he played well, but you guys keep saying stats without the fumble and the interception that lost them the game. I get that he is putting up good numbers for the past 2 games, but we've seen this before. We've seen the flash of good, and we've also seen a lot of holy shit, he's awful. So I don't want to keep giving this guy his flowers until he actually puts together. He hasn't won a game since October 28th last year, and we're all like, oh, he might be. They won 1 game against the Commanders. That's where I'm saying, like, I could admit when someone plays well. I'm not an idiot. Like, he played well for 3 quarters last game and 4 quarters this game. What about the Bucs game where he was god-awful?
Yeah.
Like, that's where I get frustrated with people saying he's so good. Like, yes, his ceiling is high.
Yes.
But his low is really low.
His floor is very low.
And it's like, you can't just give this guy like all his, he might be the guy. Yeah, that's why the fucking Bears are in purgatory, because they have no idea what to do. Because he's back and forth, and they have a chance they could be a fucking Caleb Williams this year. They have the first and second pick.
So this is where, just giving context a little bit, is it something to be worrisome that he's done this against the worst defense in the NFL? It's giving up 461 yards per game. And it's not like Washington's defense has been what the Washington defense has been in the past.
No, that's what I like. And I don't want to blame the defense, like the defense he's playing, but that does come into play 1,000%. Like, the Broncos let up 70 points. 70. That's not normal.
Oh.
And the Commanders aren't obviously a great defense, but again, I don't want to shit on him for having a good game. He had a good game. You give it to him. But we can't be like, this guy's going to be the guy. I know, and Bears fans could do whatever they want. I'm talking about the general public. Like, the Bears fans are just happy they won, and I understand backing your guy.
Yeah, but as somebody with no horse in the race, like there is something he's playing. It's just
but
very
you
up
see
and
both
down.
sides,
yeah, it's
right?
similar.
Like,
it's what I would say when people come at you about Daniel Jones. Like, it's up and down.
And that also, when I talk about another quarterback, doesn't mean that I'm talking about Daniel Jones too. Everyone's like, "Isn't Daniel Jones your quarterback?" It's like, dude, you're allowed to talk about another quarterback.
Of course, yeah.
I hate that.
But I think the argument for Justin Fields, at least my argument, is that he does have a high ceiling. And I think he is someone that's like, man, if he can harness this and he can play like he did the last 2 games, this is a real problem for the league. He can be great.
But guess what?
But he also can be horrible. I get it.
Like last year, the same exact thing. Oh, if he does that, he could be good. They win 3 games. Like, that's where
you can't pin all the wins and losses on him, though. His defense is horrible.
No, there's more.
But there also is a good quarterback wins more. Like, I'm not saying they have to make the playoffs, but a good quarterback wins more games than 3. That's just a fact.
At this point in the season, who would you rather have on your team, Justin Fields or Daniel Jones?
Justin Fields.
Money wise, I still,
It's not money-wise.
Performance wise.
I think Fields has shown a little bit
think
more
Daniel-
flashes than Jones right now.
But
I think
but
it's fair.
what about last year, guys? This is what I'm talking about. You talk about last year, Daniel Jones and Justin Fields have like the same exact weapons, maybe worse for Daniel Jones. It's very close for both.
I think that
One wins 3, one wins whatever 9. That is, and that's not just the defense play, but Daniel Jones made plays, didn't turn the ball over last year.
I think I
Justin
agree
Fields
with both of you.
Turned it over.
I agree with both of you in the sense that I think it's such a reactionary league that
Yes,
We
it's just
got
a
one-
last game. That's it.
It's last game. Oh, he's the worst quarterback. Oh, he's the best quarterback. When you got to look at it more as a whole, but like at the end of the day, we are just fans that are going to be reactionary. Justin
100%.
Fields has played amazing the last 2 games. That fourth quarter against the Broncos, the narrative might be a little bit more switched, but I do, from my stance personally, I think there's a legacy game coming up for him.
Against
Like,
who?
I think once I'm eyeing down a game. Let me know your guys' thoughts. If he plays well against the Saints, which I think is a very good defense, that will make me be like, all right, Fields could be the guy.
Yeah, it's more just stringing along a couple of more games. Like,
Getting more consistent with the greatness.
And
like,
also-
the defense is what Duke's brought up is a actual, like, that's what people talk about too. They did not play good against good defense.
Also, he's got you guys. I sent you guys a schedule last night. He's got some bad defenses coming up, and if he starts putting up some numbers, like you got the Chargers, you got the Vikings, Raiders are pretty decent, but he's got some opportunities to put up some numbers against some poor defenses.
Phil scoffed at you about the Raiders.
Yeah,
being good.
Raiders. They're not good.
Scoffed.
Breaking
dude.
news, by the
I mean,
way.
it's like,
Chase Claypool traded to the Dolphins.
I see that at the top of the sheet. I think that's a move, like we talked about, similar to what the Chiefs do. A cast-off type receiver, you can't have enough. So now they'll have Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Claypool. I'm sure there's some other guys
They have Braxton Berrios too, who like also has been like
still like valuable. Yeah, I mean,
valuable this year. They have a deep
You got the kid. I'll never say his name correct. Achan.
Akane.
Is an animal. Like they're putting together because God forbid one of these guys get hurt, you need another guy. Like you can't have enough receivers in this
Is
type of
this-
league, especially if you can go get them cheap, which they're getting them cheap.
I was going to
so.
say they got him for a 2025 7th round pick.
Is this scary though, where it's like the Dolphins are already
round.
doing well, and this guy is obviously he's been a healthy scratch the last game. Is he a problem in the locker room? Like
Maybe, yeah, but I think that they
let
have.
me tell you, he's not going to get the ball on this team. He might get some, but he's
Might
not
be
gonna-
happy though if they're winning though.
But yeah, going from the Bears, one of the worst organizations, to the Dolphins right now is a huge
Right.
win. Real quick, last thing with the Bears. People are like quickly forget before this game. They were like, well, we're gonna this if he doesn't win, they might fire their coach, and we're all in on Caleb Williams. Just before 8 minutes before the game, Bears fans were all out on him, and I get that you get excited, but that's my last thing on.
You bet the Commanders after you heard the Dick Butkus news?
No, I've had it before, but I also don't. But here's my point. I don't think that wouldn't have affected my bet at all. Like I don't think that.
Rico, 100% bet the Bears when I heard Dick Butkus died.
What does that matter to the guys?
100%.
The guys playing the game. Why?
Death game.
Can I answer this?
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna say that for some reason. I don't know why, but it's a gambler's thing. Like in the sense that like dumb gambler brain is like Dick Butkus, Bears legend, dies. It's got to be Bears money line. Like I get what you're saying analytically, statistically, it might not have anything to do with the game, but emotionally to a gambler, it has everything to do with the game.
And wait, Duke,
Does
and
that
also
make any sense?
Other gamblers shouldn't be emotional about stuff like that.
But I'm saying this is just like, yes, you're looking at it probably from a practical standpoint.
It's the stereotype.
Yes, but
Yeah.
I'm looking at it from the standpoint.
I
Dick
think it
Butkus,
was the
Bears
same
legend.
night. What night was the night you guys retired Teddy Bruschi?
Yeah.
Was that 45-3? Was that the same Letterman game against the Texans?
Texans, I think so.
I think so. Like you got to know that shit. Like
It's just like it's Dick Butkus too. It's not like some random guy. It's the Bears. It's like if Mike Ditka died. It's
the
like,
Bengals.
don't want him to die, by the way.
The Bengals win their Monday night game a couple of weeks ago.
yes.
Yeah.
They did, right?
Yeah.
At home?
Or it's also the same thing
Yeah.
as like if like
Boomer Esiason went into the Ring of Honor.
if like a
that night.
college if like a college's mascot like that's like an animal dies.
Yeah,
you always
that's-
hammer their money line.
I was against that. I'm still not fully sold on the dead mascot
No.
game.
Oh my God, that's the only thing I believe in life.
Yeah.
That's like when what's his name, NC State's guy died.
Yes.
Oh my God, I put everything on NC State.
That's an all-time
Is
shirt.
there a couple mascots though? Like, all right, let's say, think of some mascots that died. Like, if
Dude,
who's Colorado's?
Ralphie.
Like Ralphie died.
Yeah, that matters.
Dude, if Uga died,
Who?
Uga.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
already
yeah,
been. It's
yeah.
August 7th.
Exactly. When I also didn't a couple years ago, Texas, Evo died.
Yep.
They fucking
Like,
smashed.
there's some 5-star plays with mascots.
Yeah, that's how it
dude.
works.
If
You're
it's
right,
like
that's-
an owl, you
But
could-
Dick
you
Butkus,
put
dude,
maybe
like every bear in
But
the
like,
history of
when you
the
think
world.
Yeah, but like when you think about Dick Butkus, everybody knows who Dick.
Yes,
like,
I didn't just.
like,
I said the biggest legend in their franchise
Yeah.
history, aside from Walter Payton.
And how many? Well, Dick Butkus, by the way, retired way before I was born, and I'm
Doesn't
old as
matter. When you hear the name Dick Butkus,
Yeah.
the
everyone knows.
organization's like
he's
doing
a
things
football
for
name.
him.
You
He was
hear
all-
Dick Butkus, and you're like, how much CTE did he give up?
Let
to
me
the
ask you
other
this:
being?
if the Knicks are on a standalone game, or even in any game, and God forbid, Patrick Ewing dies, you're not betting the Knicks that night?
no, no.
I wouldn't
That's
say
no impact.
I wouldn't say
insane.
Ewing. Like
That's
More so for
insane.
football. More so for
I
football.
don't.
it matters.
I don't think the current players know who Dick Butkus.
fine.
You know,
If
care about
Carmelo-
Dick
Yes,
Butkus.
Dick Butkus is always
is
run
a
a
household
facility.
like football guy name. If you know
Yeah.
football,
It's a-
you know
he-
who Dick Butkus is,
Even-
no matter what team you like.
Even just walking down the hall.
Why is that
after a
going to
while,
make
you're
you
gonna see
play
51.
better in that game?
Can I present
because
another
They
one?
scored 37 last night. They were winless. It
They did.
really does.
They did. I guess so. I guess you guys are right.
Lawrence,
Yeah.
Lawrence
It's a little
Taylor-
anecdotal here, but okay.
Lawrence Taylor dies Sunday during an NFL slate. Giants
Yeah.
play Sunday night.
It's over.
Giants done.
Giants
It's not
give
even
you
close.
9
Giants,
points.
Chiefs.
You got to
It
take
could
money
be-
line.
And now listen, if FAU plays and their owl dies, I'm not going to do a 5-unit play. It's a 1. It's an owl.
Yeah.
You know, it
Yeah.
depends on what kind of mascot,
If the
who it
Giants,
is.
if the Giants really wanted to honor LT too, they get real hopped up for the game too.
Yeah.
You like looked at the booth to be like, yeah. I was like,
Dude,
no.
that's what they say. You're real hopped up for the game. Grow those nails out.
I just want to say one thing about the Thursday night game. Marty, Clemmer, you've probably had this feeling before. You know when you watch like the Chiefs and the Eagles, you're like, damn, these two teams are playing these offenses are playing two different
Oh,
sports
yeah.
compared to the Jets. I had that feeling watching the Commanders and Bears last night. I'm like, these two teams are playing a different sport than the Giants offense.
And you
those
know
teams are ass.
Who I
But you
want
know
to,
that those
they
teams
are
at the
ass.
bottom of the
Oh,
league.
I know, but I'm just saying. Like,
But do you know who I want to give credit? I actually want to give credit to Sam Howell.
no, he's a good quarterback.
I think he's a
Balled out.
good quarterback. He fucking runs hard. He has some good throws. I think that the Bears just got ahead too fast. That
He
they didn't
threw
have
what
any,
for like 388 or something like that. He threw for like
something-
a lot of yards.
Yeah,
last night.
I think he's actually could be like their quarterback for.
Oh,
He was the
100%.
first-
Oh.
I said this the other week. He was the first quarterback. He was projected to be the first quarterback taken off the board a couple years ago, and his good UNC teams his senior year or junior year sucked, and he dropped in the rounds. Like,
But
the
Sam
first round
Howell,
talent.
he
It's
because
crazy.
he's one of those guys who should have left earlier.
Right.
He stayed and did he get hurt
That
though?
extra year.
He got
No,
hurt
he just
the last
lost
year,
his.
right? Or
He got hurt. He might have
Hey.
lost his running backs.
He threw for 388, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Like that's a
Yeah, he's not bad.
night.
I think
So-
he's good.
Pretty solid night.
good night.
Surprised to hear Marty praise a UNC athlete.
Yeah, football. I don't give a fuck. Football, they could all. I'm happy. Tez Walker got reinstated.
Speaking of the Giants, want to hear a fun stat? Jake Elliott himself has more points than the Giants offense does. Jake Elliott's the Eagles kicker.
Are you
Yes.
sure you didn't get duped?
Nope, he has 48 points, like just from field goals alone.
That's more.
And the
Giants got shut out.
Oh, yeah, they
Giants
got
had
shut out.
46 points.
Yeah.
And to add to that,
hello, Smitty.
not
Who the
to,
fuck
not,
is that?
not to make it not
Oh,
to make
hello,
it Eagles
Smitty.
bias, not to make it Eagles bias, the Cowboys kicker also has 48 points. So the Giants just stink.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, we know. They stink.
Ladies and gentlemen, Smitty.
Yeah, also my apologies. We were doing a preview thing with Sweet Tea and Braves Phillies. But Clemmer,
Yes.
are you human?
No,
Yeah.
he's not.
No, you have no emotion. You have no soul to think that the passing of Dick Butkus, legendary NFL and Bears great, has no effect on the game that the Bears played last night.
I don't think it did. No, I don't think those. I don't think those players are big Dick Butkus fans. I don't. Sorry.
They know what
That's
Dick
just
Butkus is.
that's just wild, dude.
This is what he
Just-
does. It's fine.
That's just wild.
I think I'm more
Football Friday.
I think
You're not
I'm
gonna
more
win this one.
disrespected by this than anything you've ever said about the
Okay.
Patriots.
You're not gonna win this one. I also want to noted.
This is such
guys-
an anti-human.
Hey,
take.
listen, you guys make fun of me all the time for bringing up old athletes. And, oh, no one cares about that. No one cares about this. It's so old. Dick Butkus is older than a lot of the guys I bring up.
Fuck you, Clemmer. The chat just said that DJ Moore tweeted about
He
Dick
did tweet
Butkus
that.
last
Yes, I saw DJ Moore's tweet.
Yeah, because
yes.
it matters. Like
DJ Moore have a lot of tweets
player-
before that. Hang on a second. Does DJ Moore have a lot of tweets before that about Dick Butkus?
No, because he's only
He
gonna get
didn't
affected
die.
if he dies.
What does that
Didn't die.
do with anything?
when a player matters to your organization, where it's a guy, if you say it's like, oh, Bears, that matters to no matter what the people on that team right
He can
there.
also do something while he's alive. If he gave a pregame speech, random,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Brooks
Like,
Robinson died. The Orioles player. Brooks Robinson, great, one of the greatest Orioles ever. Like he dies, the Orioles win that game. That's
baseball.
No. I
It's
feel
Dick
passionate. Nobody-
Butkus and
Brooks
whoever that is.
So, you're making my point for me. Thank you.
Sure, but like
Clever, you
Thank
have
you.
to understand. This is Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus is still involved with the Bears. In
Brooks
some
Robinson was
capacity.
very involved with the Orioles. What are we doing here?
did he die?
Yes, he died. He's a
Okay.
Okay, did they win?
Died Tuesday.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
When did he die?
He died on.
win? It's like a week ago.
He died? Okay, so I'll bet the Orioles
hammer
first
the Orioles
game.
money line.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, well, they'd already played. I'm pretty sure in between, but
So, yeah, I'm saying with that.
They win?
I don't know.
We're checking the Orioles won when Robinson died.
We'll have to look it up.
Looking it
Robinson,
up.
you're making.
I said Robinson.
So wait, Clemmer, if Joe Namath dies,
Yes.
would you bet the Jets money line?
Not necessarily. No.
Oh my God,
No.
you're
Fuck.
insane.
Insane,
All right, that's it.
dude.
That's it. That's
Done.
it. That's over.
Orioles won.
Orioles won. There we go. Yeah.
Did it for Brooks. They did it for Brooks Robinson.
Do it for Johnny.
Also, last year,
Do it
when
for Johnny, man.
Do it for Johnny, man.
last year Vince Scully passes away, they lose in a division series. You have writers saying it's like, there was actually Dodgers writers saying they should redo the NLDS because Vince Scully died and they wanted the Dodgers to advance.
So shouldn't the Dodgers have won that series, or is it only count with players, not announcers? I don't know what the rules are. here.
Depends how much they are like. It depends how much they mean to the organization.
Okay.
I also want to
Sterling
note
does.
that Dick Butkus.
Let's not put these out there.
Dick, what?
Yeah, no more hypotheticals. Of
Yeah, no more.
dying.
Dick Butkus, after his football career, did go on to coach high school basketball in Indiana, Deering, Indiana. Won a state championship. Had some phenomenal players as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah, Rico Bosco was on the team. Deering High, hang time. Dick Butkus. Mike Katowinski played the coach.
What?
He's talking about
An actor afterwards.
Dick Butkus had a nice
My
acting
coach,
career.
yeah, Dick Butkus.
Great. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dick Butkus is an amazing player. I mean,
Let's
incredible.
do, yeah.
Wait, before we go, Rico, you had nothing to say yesterday? Or you getting texts? You getting tweeted at? Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know why you made it about me, but that's a whole.
I didn't make it about
fine.
you.
What do you make?
All he wanted to do was like you getting a text. Francesa, I went to his house yesterday.
How is that?
Great house and great family. Drove me there, and the kid was texting Rico about me being there. He didn't answer.
Yeah, you did something cool, and then you were like,
I did.
"It's
Was
fine."
it me?
It's-
I didn't do it. I just did the video. You actually mad? You were mad at me.
I couldn't care less. I had a show. I have the #1 debate show in the country to prepare for at 4
Yeah,
o'clock.
you
I was
don't
good
have
to
a
go.
big head at all.
I was good to go.
That's the worst answer you could have ever given, right
the
there.
#1 debate show in the country.
Yeah, you are.
Let's have a healthy debate about it, Marty.
Someone's going downhill if his head goes that big. I was literally kidding right there. That I didn't know you were actually upset.
I was puzzled to get
You think
why it
I'm-
was.
It's a 16-year-old kid who was just texting you about it.
Yeah, it was puzzling.
Rico,
Are we crazy right now?
is there a part of you that's like, yes, a 16-year-old kid texted you, but do you think that the messenger was actually Marty texting him?
I'll bet
Or was
you.
the messenger?
Dukes,
Mike
I know you're a
Francesa?
writer, but go fuck yourself because I literally just did a video and the kid was like, "Oh, Rico always asks about coming to the house," so he texted Rico. So blow me, both of you. But I was literally kidding.
I don't know,
you
16,
obviously-
still a minor.
Yeah, maybe I'm just cutting ties.
His show is
Oh my God, dude!
Safety.
Someone gets the #1 show and now he's jealous if someone else does something else.
Safety.
Oh my God, Rico! I was literally kidding. You
It
could've
wasn't
just
on my
said,
radar till now I had to deal with it. All right, baseball. 3 game ones tonight.
No, tomorrow.
Oh shit,
4 game ones tomorrow.
that sucks. Wait. for fucking. That sucks. Give us one tonight. They should have moved it
This
up.
is awful. I mean, no one could have, I guess, guessed that every single one would be a sweep.
We'll kind of move through that quick. So, confidence level of the Phillies. You're terrified of the Marlins, or are you just being a fan?
Well, they beat the Marlins.
Dude,
We already beat
okay, dude.
Oh, I'm not.
Yeah.
Braves.
Braves.
Phillies, Braves.
I think Francesa has you rattled.
Yeah, I think he does.
This is in your head.
What's going on, dude?
Wait, clocks are going back
Harrison
tonight.
has
It's
a
fucking
ripped-
wild.
Harrison has beachfront
You didn't
property.
want. All right, you didn't want them. That's what I should say. You didn't want the Marlins. Now the shoe's on the other foot. The Braves don't want you. What's the confidence level for the Phillies?
Hey, look, as I just went back and forth with Sweet Tea on this, the Braves are historically one of the greatest teams to ever play the game of baseball this year.
You're
If
the
they
worst.
lose
You're
to
the
the
worst.
Phillies two straight years in a row in LDS,
Oh, boy.
it's quite frankly a travesty. It would be a complete embarrassment to the
You're the
Atlanta Braves.
worst. That's not
They are. That is the
not
worst.
nice of you.
No, honestly,
I agree with you.
honestly, I feel good. I feel very good. The Phillies
Me
are
too.
clicking on all cylinders. I think the Braves having time off, quite frankly, hurts them. Charlie Morton's down game 3. They're maybe putting out Bryce Elder or a bullpen game.
It'd be
Who
Bryce
knows?
Elder, who's done very well lately.
I'm
Yeah,
seeing
but they don't
also-
know. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
They
think
do.
they're coming. I think they're going to be coming in a little bit tight. The Phillies are hot. They have the it factor right now. I feel good. Are the Braves still the better team? Are they probably going to win? Yeah, on paper, they're the best. But 5-game series, anything happen. I feel a lot better that it's a 5-game series instead of a 7-game series against the Braves, just like last year. Phillies going to put up a fucking fight.
I
We're
hear
ready for it.
their pitcher Freed too has like a blister that's like apparently an
Got it.
issue. Like it's
I heard that it was
festering.
pretty well healed.
Oh, I heard the opposite.
No, in fact, in the start that he had the blister on, he was doing great. They left him in there even a couple innings
Yeah.
after the blister developed. It was just precautionary. They took him out.
Yeah,
I will say this though.
Condescending prick. You
Nothing
really
worse
are.
than blisters.
I mean, that's just what happens.
Such a cuss.
Now, I will say this. I agree everything with that Smitty said pretty much, is that the Phillies are really good. Yeah, it's a shame. I think in a lot of ways this could even be the World Series. It certainly is. I think the Phillies and Braves are the two best teams in the National League.
One game in Atlanta. I think that's all the Phillies need. The Braves go up 2-0. It's going to be really, really tough, if not impossible. But the Phillies are able to get to Strider like they did last year, even though he was hurt last year, or Max Fried, which they did last year. They beat him up a little bit. Phillies are going to be in a great spot. Great spot.
I actually like the Phillies too, but I get that you're writing off the Dodgers a little too much. I get the fourth star thing, but the Dodgers have a very good chance to make the World Series.
They do. I mean, the Dodgers, I think, are going to beat the Diamondbacks pretty easily.
Yeah,
They get going 4 games probably,
the
maybe even a
Phillies-
sweep.
The
The
Phillies and
Diamondbacks, yeah.
Braves are going to be in a fucking battle.
That's
I
true.
don't think that the Diamondbacks might have that like Phillies thing last year where they just get hot. I don't know, but
Who's
I'm just
going
saying.
for the Diamondbacks in game 1? Is it Kelly?
It's Merrill Kelly, yeah.
So, and Gallen's going to go game 2 because there's a day off Sunday. They go Saturday, Monday.
Yeah. So I don't love that. I like Gallen more in Arizona, but I guess you want to pitch him as often as possible.
I just want to say something about the Phillies. Smitty, I want on record. I hope both you and Booze, I hope you two beat the Braves this series. There was nothing that would make me happier than seeing Big T pretend to not care that the Braves lost the playoff series and go watch the Tennessee team that I'll be lucky to play in a bowl game he doesn't care about. But I just don't think lightning strikes twice, and I'm predicting Braves in 4. But I hope you guys win.
Braves
Big T,
in
Big
4.
Tennessee.
I have the Braves in 4 as well.
I would gladly be wrong. I hope you guys win.
Hey.
No, it's a best of 5.
Because Braves fans and Yankees fans are like 1A and 1B with me in
Sorry.
terms of hatred, and I don't have Yankees aren't in the playoffs, so I can't hate them. Braves
Hey.
fans, I fucking hate.
But I take offense to what you said about Big T not caring about if the Braves lose. Big T, he is Big Tennessee. He is everything that his word is. He is Big Tennessee. And he's living above the Mason-Dixon line. He's a union cat. He's doing everything he can do to support what he holds valuable in life. So good luck to Big T.
AL real quick. Minnesota, who we all said was going to win, except
Yes.
Clemmer. Clemmer said that they're, the history and they can't get over it. So we all cashed our Twins tickets.
All lies.
How
Spot
about the
one.
attendance in Tampa? That's bad.
You
dude.
kept talking that they lost 18 and going back to 06. We said it's a different team. The Twins are going to win.
Fake narrative.
So we cashed the tickets.
For
Fake
real,
news.
though,
Fake news. I
is
expect
what-
more from you, Rico.
This is what we
I'm a
were
rider.
talking
I expect
about.
more from you.
This is what we were talking about, the Astros and the Twins, and the Twins have no chance.
I wouldn't say no chance. I do think the Astros do win that series. I think
Astros
I have
have
the Astros in 5.
Astros have absolutely no stones if they lose this series.
Yeah, they're going to beat them pretty easily.
Texas, Baltimore, I think is kind of compelling. Two, teams. I don't want to say out of nowhere, but definitely overachieved. With a shot to get the ALCS. Interested to see how that one's going. I'm rooting for Baltimore. I think it's
Me too. I think Baltimore wins, but the Rangers are looking great. If Eovaldi is
without Scherzer and we never really had Scherzer technically, but without DeGrom as well.
They had Scherzer but without both guys for sure. And having Eovaldi, because Jordan Montgomery's been so good. If Eovaldi can be back to the pitcher that he was before he got hurt, and we saw that his last start, the Rangers get really dangerous, especially in a 5-game series.
Yeah.
I am very interested to see how Baltimore's pitching stacks up in the playoffs.
I think it looks so good though. Bradish is so strong. Grayson Rodriguez has been great since
they are, but the
John
playoffs are a different beast. The playoffs are a different
Agreed.
beast, and they have no experience.
That doesn't matter to Clemmers.
Well, Royce Lewis had maybe the best postseason, the best start to any of those 4 series, and he didn't have any experience. He had 2 home runs his first
I
game.
know Royce Lewis, known pitcher.
So it only affects pitchers then? Is that how it works?
You don't think
I think it affects pitchers more than hitters for sure.
You don't think the D-backs really have a chance? All you talked about was how the Dodgers pitching is not great.
The problem is
Now they're lined up to basically go 1-2, just reverse 2-1 in their first 2-game starters.
Worst matchup for the Diamondbacks. They have the same weaknesses as the Dodgers, but the strengths the Dodgers have are so much greater than the Diamondbacks. That's what kills. That's why I think this is like the Diamondbacks. Their whole thing is they only have 2 starting pitchers. So do the Dodgers, but the Dodgers have this lineup that can mash, and I like their 3 and 4 better than the Diamondbacks 3 and 4.
Right,
The only playoff team I would say that about.
We'll see. Gallen got a road win the other day. Shut you up. He had a bad first inning. That was about it.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Diamondbacks. I mean, I'm putting money on the Dodgers, but I'm rooting for the Diamondbacks. That
I
makes
think the
sense.
Rangers beat the Orioles this series.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
I like the Orioles here, but if Eovaldi's back, and the Rangers are very different.
I think what Smitty said before, I do think that these teams, especially because the wild card team swept, they didn't have to use a lot more pitchers, and they got that little game in. That does matter in baseball. Like how many days off have the Braves had now?
A while, but it's
Sunday.
okay. Big T say Max Freeze pitch and simulate the games, so that's like the same thing. That's actually more important. Simulate games.
5 days off, each of these teams.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's obviously good for the pitchers, but like hitters, like getting out of rhythm a little bit. You don't know. It's sometimes getting those 2 extra games helps, especially when you sweep.
Yeah.
100%.
Booze, if you want to load them up, let's load them up on the back end. NFL will go in order. So Jacksonville, Buffalo in London. Jacksonville obviously has the advantage. I got an earful from my dad last night. He's like, you believe Jacksonville's got to stay there for 2 weeks? I'm like, Dad, that's an advantage.
Yeah, it is.
He's like, no, it's unfair to the families. And if you're on, I'm like, well, they're getting paid millions. I'm not that guy to like, shut up, you get paid millions, but you got to go live in London for 2 weeks. Like, shut up, you get paid millions. I don't think the players are really crying about this. Like,
Plus, it's London.
I don't know. It's a bizarre. I guess he wants them to come back and see their families. I don't know. It's a bit wild take. But it is an advantage for the Jaguars. Also, I think it's more of an if the Jaguars are going to do it, just bang it out over 2 weeks instead of fucking.
I agree with that.
Come back 4 weeks later, or 3 weeks later. It's dumb.
Bosco, am I crazy to think that the families are definitely over there in London with them?
I bet some are. That's not a crazy thing.
Like, that's a good vacation.
Yeah, if I had a girlfriend,
all depends
or a
on-
wife, and I wasn't.
Depends on the
I'd go.
kid's situation. Younger kids probably tougher to do. 2 weeks. You don't know.
We got school. Kids got school too.
Kids got school.
Yeah.
I forget rich people go to school.
I hate this game though. I hate this game. I'm taking just the over because I think Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are fucking. Why don't you don't like that, Smitty?
That makes I have the under, and that makes me feel very good.
Why is that? Why do you think?
Because the Bills are coming off like their hottest game, in which they're most hyped up for easily all year, if not 2 years since the Chiefs shootout in the championship game 2 years ago, or in the divisional round. I think they come back to earth, especially going across the pond. I think the Jaguars control them. They control the ball. I like the Jaguars line too, and I think it's just a very low scoring game.
It's just that the last 3 games the Bills are averaging about like 42 points, and that's where I'm like, I get that. It could definitely come down to traveling. It does fuck with it. But
you look at all the external factors off the field with the Bills going into this game. It screams come down game.
It does. And also, I just think the Jaguars are automatic in London Like they're just London's team.
That's why I wish the Jackson was playing anybody else but the Bills.
I know it's gonna be
Because
a good
I'm
game.
so scared of the
But-
Bills, I'm not betting this game.
I know.
But-
That's why I'm saying just over. Just not because
staying away. I don't know.
On it.
But that's the external factor. The Jaguars are essentially they essentially have the best home field advantage possible in the NFL right now. That's playing in London on the second week in a row.
Giants, Dolphins. Dolphins a 12-point favorite. Over under 47.5. Anybody want to back the Giants? I think you could take the Giants with the points because
100%.
desperate. But
It's just like why not? 12 points is a lot, but also the Dolphins could score fucking 50.
yeah.
I mean, I got some big news about this game.
Oh no, you're on the Giants.
The Monster Money Line parlay is back. Dolphins, Ravens, Lions plus 112.
Ravens
Ravens.
on the road in Pittsburgh.
Right.
That's
Yeah, I don't hate
very-
that one though, Smitty. I'm looking at that one next. I think the Ravens, if the Ravens are worth anything, they go get it done. Don't get me wrong, like the line shows interdivision home dog, but if the Ravens want to take like the next step, this is one you go squeak out. You go take the win, you cover.
When in the last 5 years have the Ravens played up to competition or taken that step and not played down to the competition?
Yeah,
I mean, that's just them. That's
No,
them.
it is
are the
true.
are the Steelers that good? Like they're pesky? Are they that good?
I'm
Were
not
the,
even-
were the Colts that good coming into Baltimore 2 weeks ago?
Fair.
I'm not even like just saying this because Clemmer's a square, but a square would look at this and be like, Kenny Pickett's hurt. He's
Lamar
gonna
Jackson
play.
can't lose.
Lamar Jackson can't lose. I could see the Steelers. Like the Steelers defense could definitely get to Lamar. Like TJ Watt could have a field day with him. I don't know. It's going to be 4 points. I don't know. I kind of like the Steelers.
Well, that's why I said the Monster Money Line parlay. You don't need to even worry the points. Just take that money line.
Fuck
People are talking about it. It's the,
Who's your
it's the
third?
hottest bet. What's that?
Dolphins are going to steamroll the Giants.
Dolphins.
Steelers and who?
The
Lions.
Ravens, the Lions.
Lions.
Lions should smoke the Panthers.
That's plus 112. Look at that. I mean, that's a Monster Money Line parlay.
Desperation Bowl, Saints, Patriots. Saints are now 2-2. They were my Super Bowl pick. I just like the way it's going. It's getting desperate over there with the fucking Bucks not losing to anybody. Carr banged up, didn't look great. Patriots desperate, 1-3. Game's a pick 'em from what I see.
Yeah.
39.5. I think it's gonna be
Patriots
ugly.
are my best bet of the week, by the way. Derek Carr, awful in cold weather. This is going to be a Patriots win. J.C. Jackson, 2 interceptions.
Is the weather going to be that cold?
This is why I'm a meat guy.
Yeah.
Starting to get gross in New England.
Is
Yeah,
it
I think it
cold?
could be
Like,
some rain.
what's cold
I
weather?
don't know what the weather is, but it's going to be cold outside.
Rain, gross.
Yeah, we talked about it with Big Ev the other day. Belichick coming off an embarrassing loss and is at home against a team just kind of struggling.
It's going to be like 68 and sunny on Sunday, by the
Yeah,
way.
but the
That's
other
cold.
Belichick doesn't lose these games.
But the other flip side of that is like, what's he working with? Like, you can only make a car go so fast if it has a bad engine. Do the Patriots have a bad engine? That's not a shot, but like, what
we have
is the
bad engine.
maximum of this team?
We have a bad engine. I don't
Yes.
think the Saints have a good engine though. Like
That's-
there is a part of me like yes, I'm not saying that like I am worried about Mac to an extent, but I think that he has an opportunity to bounce back. I think that they hopefully had a good week of practice. The injuries on defense are worrisome for sure. We did get J.C. Jackson. Now you might say like, oh, J.C. Jackson sucked with the Chargers, got a big contract. Nobody has done better with players coming back to a team than Belichick with his defense. Belichick's defense is still like they only gave up really one touch. Like you want to talk about garbage time touchdown? Like the defense only gave up like one touchdown.
This
last
is a
week to the
big
Cowboys.
like, is Belichick still Belichick?
Yeah,
game.
it's his evaluation of offensive talent has been really bad, but I do trust the defense. I think the under. The under might be a
39.5.
square pick, but like
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one.
No,
like,
I
the Saints
think
have a good
under's
defense.
definitely-
Who was
Patriots
that?
will fight for their lives.
Who was that
and
guy?
you say, but is Belichick still Belichick? That was proven to me against the Jets.
I thought so too.
He loses that game against the Jets
Right.
if he lost it.
Yeah, that's
Therefore,
why-
he should win this one.
Yeah, I agree.
There's
I like
two
Patriots
winnable
too.
games coming up. This and the Raiders. We'll really find out about this team the next 2 weeks.
There was a guy the Patriots had. I went up to a party of a friend of mine in Massachusetts. They were all watching the Patriot game. It was against the Ravens. It was when I think Edelman threw the pass
To
touchdown.
Amendola.
Yes, they had a defensive player who played defensive end and was covering passes 50 yards down the field.
Jamie Collins.
Yes. And then I said from there, like I'd watched him a little, but I'm like, out of that game, I'm like, he is the best player I have ever seen. I'm like, when did you guys get him? They were like 5th round, 6th round, like typical Patriot shit. And then just when he's getting to the peak and it's time to pay for him, they traded him to Cleveland.
Yes.
And he's selling cars in Cleveland.
And then
I'm pretty sure he's out of league. It's a long time.
No,
ago.
and then he comes back to the Patriots in 16.
Oh,
leaves
did he?
again, and then comes back in like 19. I'm telling you, like
And what were his years in 16 and 19
awful. Like
Oh.
legitimate. Wait.
That doesn't hurt.
For the Patriots.
Yes.
Great. We won like Super Bowls with him.
Yeah.
Like,
So there you
and
go.
he was like key pieces on those teams. Like J.C. Jackson, like it's clever. So this will go back to my to an extent Dick Butkus bet. Like J.C. Jackson, awful on the Chargers, coming back to the Patriots, interception king on the Patriots. I think this is for me. I just got to take him to
Did you
get an
just
interception
compare
today.
Dick Butkus dying to J.C.
I don't really understand
I love
the
that.
comp
Like,
there, but
emotional-
I love that, Dukes.
Not like not death, but
that
like
makes no sense, but so
emotion-
much sense.
emotional bet.
Makes sense.
I mean, for what it's worth, J.C. Jackson was pretty much dead in the NFL. Like he was like,
healthy scratch. Yeah.
he was like a healthy scratch for the Chargers,
He doesn't give a fuck. He got paid.
and no more worn out for his rest. But yeah, that's all I got for the Patriots. Let's go, Pats.
Lions, Panthers. Lions minus 10. Over under 44.5.
It's just like have to take the Lions.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot like the Lions Falcons game.
Are the Lions looking at getting a bye? Yeah. Are the Lions looking at potentially getting a bye in the NFC? Could they sneak ahead of if the Cowboys and Eagles like?
Well, only
hit a
one team gets a
snafu?
bye now. Only one team
I'm an
gets a
idiot.
bye.
I
Niners.
apologize. No, okay, I forgot the format. They went to 7, correct? Yeah, so there you go. Changes the landscape. But the Lions are going to be, definitely home games. They win that division, which is a rarity. So the Lions are clicking. This one is my favorite play of the week. The over. Texans, Atlanta Falcons. Falcons minus 1.5. I like the over 41.5.
Oh, my favorite play of the week is Falcons. I like the over too, but
The way Stroud has been playing, Falcons can score. I'm all in on this one.
I'm all in on Falcons minus 1.5. I love the Falcons this week. Everyone's getting real high on the Texans, which good for them.
They're playing well.
The Falcons play well at home. Desmond Ritter's never lost at home. He sucks away, but at home he's never lost ever in his career. It says something, and I think that if it was like Atlanta being the favorite, I love them.
Tennessee Titans minus 2.5 going into the Colts. Interdivision home dog with the Colts, 43.5. Anybody have a strong play? So your best play is the Falcons. Anyone? We got to get, I guess, to go through, but get to the best bets in the NFL. That's where I'm going. I'm going the over in the Texans-Falcons game. Colts-Titans. Anybody got a feel?
I bumped that up to 3. So I'm taking the Colts plus 3. I really want. This is almost like a show me game for the Colts, especially Anthony Richardson. Like, let's go. Like, are you an actual contender this year?
Jonathan Taylor too.
Yeah, and see what he's all about. So I mean, obviously huge question marks there, but the fact that you can bump it up to 3. I know it gets a little juicier at that point, but I like that comfort there. So I took that.
I like the Colts to win solely because the Titans balled out last week.
Yep.
They're not a consistent team whatsoever.
Yep.
I'll take this one outright. Bengals minus 3 against the Cardinals, 44.5. I'm gonna take the Cardinals. I like what I've seen. I think the Bengals are in trouble. I know they're desperate. If Burrow is healthy, that obviously matters. But everything that I've seen from the Cardinals this year shows me a team who's not rolling over.
No, they're
I'm
not.
gonna take the Cardinals outright.
I'm taking the Bengals here because it looks like Joe Burrow is healthier. I don't believe he was on the initial injury report. I think that's got to be a good sign. If he's right, I mean, in theory, the Bengals should rip this Cardinals team apart.
All right, this is a must-win for the Bengals.
Feeling too.
On the
This is
road,
their
across the
season
country.
on the road. However, the money, 79% of the money on 55% of the bets is on the Arizona Cardinals
Yep.
plus 3.
I feel sharp. That's smart.
Makes sense.
I'm on the Bengals.
Philly minus 4. At the Rams, 49.5. How do you feel about the Eagles, Smitty?
I love the.
I think this is an under with that's a tough game, and the Eagles squeak it out by 3. The Eagles won't cover.
Playing, so run defense will take a little bit of a hit.
Also, Cooper Kupp's playing, and
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game.
That's,
If the Eagles lose this game, I won't be
Doesn't
surprised.
matter.
I took
Going-
Jalen
going
Hurts.
across the country too. I like the Rams here +4.
Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown -125.
That's that was like a automatic bet last year. Every single game.
He didn't get one. Yes, he didn't get one last week, but I think I don't know. I think with the Rams, especially, I think this is I bet he gets one here.
Are you taking McCaffrey scored a touchdown this week?
I am. It's part of McCaffrey and Kelsey. If
Was
you
he
take them,
-280?
-190. If you take McCaffrey and Kelsey in a parlay, it's +157.
I think it's Kelsey's birthday today too. I heard.
Is it?
Is that funny to you?
boy.
It's fun. It's funny that I was kidding about taking McCaffrey because it's such like every.
But
scored one
McCaffrey and
best
Kelsey, you
14.
don't think that's a good bet? +157.
Rico,
I don't
Is that
hate
funny to you?
Yeah, I was like, yes, it is.
It's funny. Make sure. Do I clown? Do I amuse you?
That made me laugh.
All right.
Rico was right. It was Kelsey's birthday. It was either yesterday or the day before. Did you know he's the same age as Rob Gronkowski?
Yeah.
That's wild.
He just wasn't talked about a lot when, like, at first with Alex Smith.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Gronk's, what are they, 34?
34.
Yeah, Gronk wasn't old when he retired. He just got hit way more than Kelsey.
Yep.
Holy shit! Gronk's only 34.
That's how good. Like, Gronk could have been the best tight end of all time.
He is the best.
Kelsey's going to be the
Kelsey's gonna destroy all the stats.
Yeah, but
Just some longevity.
We've discussed this. I don't know if. So do you think I've said this before, with like a George Kittle? I said this to you guys during a stream. I think that Kelsey wouldn't be as good in the 49ers system, and I don't think George Kittle would be as good in the Kansas City system because George Kittle is such a good blocker. Gronk was a good blocker. Like Kelsey's being able to, and this is smart of him, protect his body. He's a very good, he's an elite tight end pass catcher.
And look, they both had the best quarterbacks of like the next ever.
Right, and I think that,
Yeah.
but I think like being a dual threat quarterback, you have to like dual threat tight ends too. And I think that Kelsey's elite at one part of that.
I think
fair?
Kittle would not be as historic with the Chiefs for pass catching, but I think Kelsey would be more of an average tight end with the 49ers.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I think Kittle is the most well-rounded tight end in the league.
That's where I stand too, and I get that Kelsey's stats will always be like uncatchable, like he'll shatter every record.
Dude,
Like-
if they actually threw to George Kittle, he'd be the best tight end in the league right now.
They just have too many options there.
Like
Yeah,
just
they just
like
don't throw.
Gronk, Kittle's body is deteriorating. Like when you're in the trenches and you're that good of a blocker, like George Kittle for the San Francisco run game does not get enough credit.
But the reason why he blocks more is because he's just a better blocker than an offensive threat.
No,
Wasn't
that's
Gronk
not, not true though. It's the
I think it
49ers
is.
system is running the ball.
Wasn't
Like,
Gronk
but
a
that's-
blocker and
Very
didn't get enough
Yeah,
credit
you
too,
see, you see when they throw the ball to him, like Kittle will break
Oh, he's
tackles
still a
for
good
like 75 yards.
offensive,
and,
but like why if you're the and I get systems with
they don't need to. They don't need to.
Yeah, and Kelsey, it's like, why the fuck am I gonna block? I'm gonna catch everything. That's what's basically. I get what you mean, Dukes. It's just
Yeah.
the system you play in. But yeah, Kelsey's gonna be the best tight end. of all time.
It's basically we're arguing. All right, are they the best tight end
Yeah,
ever or the
yeah.
third best tight end
Yeah.
ever?
Is Gronk gonna go? Is like Gronk 2, right? Like, is he number 1 right now? Or is
Yeah.
it
I
like
think so,
Tony
yeah.
Gonzalez? Or
I
like,
think Gronk's
You know,
better. Because Gronk dominated the game better. Like,
that's
I
my
mean, is
argument
Kelsey
is-
better than Gronk now?
it's like
You guys are gonna kill Mike Ditka.
Do you think-
bet the Bears again?
Do you think this
Ditka was
is
up there.
taking it to college football? Cam Newton's single year at Auburn was known as like the best statistical year of all time. So dominant for 1 year. Gronk's best year, in my opinion, is better than any tight ends ever.
yeah. I also thought he just had a stretch where he was, in terms of true pass catchers, like you put him in the top, even above some wide receivers. Like Gronk was just a beast.
That's where
Was
Kelsey.
and their backup tight end at the time was still probably top 5 tight end in the NFL.
That too. Yeah, before he.
and kill some
That is
kill some
demise.
people. He might have been the best.
Chiefs -3.5 going into Minnesota.
That's a weird
52.5. Yeah.
This is my play of the week, baby.
You want the
game.
Vikings?
Vikings money line.
Really?
Be ready to hold your nose, but I don't hate it.
What's the thought
I-
process?
The Vikings they're not great, but they're not as bad as their 1-3 record show. They're in every game. Kirk Cousins still balling out. The Chiefs are due for a letdown. They just are. They're due for another letdown. They're coming on the road. Taylor's not going to be in the building. Who knows what's going to be going on? I like the Vikings at home. I just do. Definitely the points. Definitely the +3.5.
You don't think
but
the
I'm taking
letdown was
money
the
line.
second half last week?
No. No,
I think
do.
the Vikings. I watched the entire Vikings game last week because I had them 4,000 different ways. He did not play well. He did not play well last week, and
No.
their defense did, but it was also against the Panthers. That's where I'm torn on this game. I don't hate your play. I'm scared because always, like Rico said, that second half that might have woken them up a little bit.
If Kirk Cousins turns the ball over in the red zone again multiple times, yeah, they're probably not going to win many more games. But I have faith that he won't be doing that, and the Chiefs are just going to have a letdown.
I went the other way. I'm going Chiefs -3. I bumped that line to -3. You can get that at -133. I just think, like I said, I think the Chiefs look so bad on Sunday. I have to imagine they rebound. I know it's not maybe the most analytical way to look at something is like assuming that, but I believe in Patrick Mahomes so much. I can't believe he's going to have 2 stinkers in a row. I have to see that to believe it.
I just think the Vikings are in shambles. I don't know if the Vikings have enough to rally the troops, but we'll see.
Hey, this is their wake up call.
Yeah. Jets, Broncos. Broncos only -2.5, 43.5. Hold your nose. I probably play the Broncos. I think it's a fade away from Zach Wilson. Like I don't know if Zach Wilson is good enough to do consecutive games. He played good, down. The Broncos are a nightmare.
This is such a Broncos game.
You don't like the Nathaniel Hackett revenge effect?
I love the Broncos here. Everyone's gonna be like, everyone's last always is how the team played in prime time. Jets played great against the Chiefs. The Broncos have been abysmal. They barely beat the Bears. Such a bear. I love the Broncos here.
I'm staying away. Well, Jets are my graveyard, so I'm staying away.
You know what I mean, though? I'm not even shitting on the
Take
Jets.
him out,
it's just
Clemmer.
like
I also kind of like the
Do it.
They're there for right now. Like see if Zach Wilson can have another great game, or another great game for him. I'm hoping for the best here, but I'm preparing for the worst.
I do like that it's a difference. It's like a great game for him, not
for him. Yeah, right. I mean, like he played really well. Hopefully he can keep it up.
Is this a legacy game for Zach Wilson? Are we putting another legacy?
We got to be careful saying the word legacy game 9 times in a show.
Well,
he gained a couple more games before his next legacy game because the last one.
Clever. To be fair, this is the time of year for legacy games to be thrown around.
Not necessarily for every single person. A legacy game.
Legacy games for third-year quarterbacks in week 4 of the third year. A ton of them, yes.
I think he needs to play well again.
He definitely
against the worst defense in the league. I think this is.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Yeah,
so
like,
if he goes out and has a game like he had against New England, it's like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this is the game like the Jets have. I know it's ridiculous to even. There's have any postseason hope or whatever, or any hope to finish above 500. You got to win a game like this. You have to.
To get fans optimistic and talking like.
You have to.
Yeah. All right, I'm fair with that. Legacy game.
Sunday night, an all-timer. Dallas, especially sick. It's an all-timer on a holiday weekend. That's a nice one for the people. Dallas, San Francisco. San Francisco minus the 3.5, 44.5. I also like the under in the Jets Broncos, by the way.
43.5 over under in that one.
Yeah, I'll probably take the under. 44.5 in this one. Dallas, San Francisco. San Francisco minus the 3.5. Probably seems pretty square. I would lean San Francisco. But this is a step up game for Dallas. Like the class of the NFC right now is San Francisco. Class of the league is San Francisco. Dallas is good. We'll see if Dallas can play with them. I do think it's going to be close, but it's very much a step up game. Like who's in San Francisco's class? Because right now it's just San Francisco.
I'll be betting the Cowboys. I think it's going to be an awesome game. I'm very excited for it. Now, do you guys? They keep tweeting about all this stuff. It happened against the Patriots, but the Patriots obviously were worse. Are a worse team than the 49ers and Cowboys. But the Cowboys are all saying like that Trey Lance is giving them all the information of the 49ers offense, of like formations, what they do, all that. Do you think that really matters? I know it matters, but like I know you. So that's what I was going to say. You still have to stop them, but do you think that actually helps?
Well, just formations, and
he's giving all every.
We had that in college. Like you can run it down to what they're running.
No, I'm saying like
any coordinator worth their stones knows what they're doing.
No, I'm saying he knows the calls, the signals. He knows everything.
Yeah. Oh, well, you just said formations. Yeah, calls.
I'm saying
and audibles.
He's
obviously,
on the 49ers.
Yeah.
Being the quarterback for there for a couple of years, know everything. Yeah.
Will Greer was the Patriots. He's like the Patriots' backup third string right now.
I know. That's why I was saying like it doesn't. The Patriots are just not in the same class as the
So
Cowboys.
my point is, I think Shanahan is way smarter than Mike McCarthy is. Like, he probably has backup signals for this exact scenario.
You think so? Honestly, though, it's very hard to get I understand he probably does, but because he's not an idiot.
Marty, somebody gets traded from the MLB to a competitor. You think they're not changing up the indicator a little bit?
Yeah, but that's totally different MLB though, because football is I feel like it's engraved in your head of what the play calls are. I know they change it up.
We would change it in high school football.
Yeah, you can change it. You can change it a little easier than
We would
I
change
get
the
from an
People are
outsider's
saying.
perspective.
They also
it
have
seems-
so many plays and different variations of it too. Like,
Who do you think's smarter, Kyle Shanahan or Trey Lance?
Obviously, I'm not talking like that stuff. I'm just
Kyle,
saying,
Kyle has to relay all that stuff to his players though too. I see what Marty's saying.
Yeah, it's just also I'm not totally believe. I think it does give the 49. I mean the Cowboys a little bit
It's going to affect their game planning a little bit, I imagine.
for sure.
I just know that in high school football in Long Island, where it's not big, we were changing signals by playoff
Yeah, but
time.
signals format he knows the playbook like the back of his hand.
Shanahan could also
there's
use
an
that
old-
against them too. Could bluff him out and stuff.
There's an old
Yeah.
saying in football: they might not, they could know what's coming,
It's
but if
still
you fucking
3
execute and you
yards, yeah.
smack them in the mouth, they can't stop it.
That's just every sport. Yeah, you can you can know a fastball's coming, but you still have to hit it. That's the same thing. But I'm just saying that hey, there's a little bit of an advantage.
yeah.
I will not be betting this game. I'm going to make a big bowl of popcorn, just eat that popcorn, enjoy some football. But I do have the Kelsey
The
McCaffrey.
worst human being. Of all.
Why? That's good. That's fun. There's a game like this. I feel like it's like 1992 again. You got the Cowboys and Niners, both NFC Titans going at it. This is a great game. I'm just excited.
I like a holiday weekend. We're off Monday too, so
Well, I mean,
you don't have to come in.
I'll be here. I know you'll be here.
I know, but we're off. You don't have to come in.
You want me to get in trouble? This
Think
is
there's
very,
anybody?
very mean.
Think there's anybody we could trap with that?
What?
Say we're off on Monday.
Of course,
Yes.
of course there are.
There's a lot. Yeah.
I know who.
Oh.
Schmen Fence.
Definitely, but he, where does he report to?
That took me way too long to figure out who that was.
Yeah, we could get a few people.
He won. He doesn't. He's not even.
what I'm saying.
He doesn't live anywhere.
Should we trick people at the end of the show and be like, we'll see you guys Tuesday, so the audience knows now, but try to trick someone? Or
No,
not?
because some of the audience, we might trick them, and we don't
Yeah,
want
that's
them. Not
right.
to
We'll
I said
also
out
get
loud, I was like,
blamed
that
too.
would be
They'll,
so
they'll be
dumb.
like, I could see it backfire and be like, yeah, we pulled the prank and we told somebody not to come in, and be like, who do you think you're telling not to come in? So I could see it backfiring. But
Are you?
very easy.
I'm excited to see you guys again
Are
on
you?
Monday.
Are you nervous for this coming up? Are you excited?
Yeah, not living.
Surviving Barstool,
It's like
everybody,
basically
by the way.
camping. I don't.
It
Think,
is. It is kind of. Are you gonna shower?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
I'm just saying. Tommy was saying he's probably not gonna shower.
He's a skill. He's a dirtbag.
Are you? What's the thoughts going in? Give the people a little.
Where are you looking to sleep?
I'm not giving that up.
Oh, okay, that's smart.
I got
What?
my eyes on certain spots. Yeah, I do think
right.
you need to.
Have you been
sleep.
talking to? Are you a little nervous because you have two strong, very big people at this company that you have big alliances to?
Who are the two you're thinking of?
Will and
Kirk.
Gaz probably would be my two biggest guys.
Kirk and
Everyone knows we go to
Big
Stats
Cat and Dave.
Sundays.
It's three.
Three actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got three alliances he needs to.
Kirk's probably the scariest one I would worry
I
about.
mean, Kevin get along too, so it's like
No, not
Yeah,
get
I mean-
along. I'm saying you literally said you would die for Kirk, and then usually you
leader.
say that about Dan or
as a leader. So
Dave.
so in this context, he's not a leader.
you. Weirdly though,
Kirk's a
Rico,
leader.
Rico, you do have a lot of alliances in this game.
yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. I mean, that could be a positive, it could be a negative. So
Are
Jerry.
you-
yeah, depending. Yeah,
Is Jerry? He's
Yeah.
gonna be more alliance to Big Cat probably though. That's why this is gonna
Hey.
be amazing.
Let's help Bosco.
yeah. I think the more you're into it, the worse it's gonna be for you. I think you show up Sunday and you start angling. But
Are you nervous? I'm not even fucking around with you because I've done these reality shows and everyone goes into it. Oh, I don't care. And then you go into it and you're like, holy shit, I'm in this for $100,000.
Yeah.
And then your
Consumes
brain,
you, right?
yeah, once you start playing, yeah,
your brain
yeah.
also is.
Will I lose my mind on camera? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility.
I don't want you. Believe me, I really don't want you. But you're also not my favorite to lose your mind. My favorite, the favorite. Who I want everyone to give their favorite to who's going to lose their mind. Mine is Nate. I think Nate's really lose it. 'Cause he also is a Survivor fan, so he knows all the rules. He's excited. He will kill someone for $100,000, and if someone slights him, he may lose his bird. I think Che has a chance to blow his brains, not blow his brains out.
What? No.
To lose his mind.
I don't
I disagree.
know.
He did it last year, so like. He
I
kinda,
feel like Jay is one of the guys I would say would not lose his mind.
And Shea like almost made it to the final round.
If someone outsmarts Che, is what I'm saying. There's a lot more smarter people in this one.
But Stephen Che is so dense that he does not allow people to do
jerking
that.
off?
The Bucks have a fucking bye on Sunday.
They do.
Fucking win for me. I don't have to watch that shit. Thank God.
Best news of
All right, so that's not an
That was-
alliance
what
between
a-
those two.
treat. Whew. Yeah, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know.
I'm excited.
We should just figure out a way to just air. It should just be pay-per-view every day. We should just air it every day.
I know.
I know you want the edit, but just air it.
Do you know the show, the Australian show, Love is fuck? It's
Naked?
something, but they shoot it and they release that episode the day after. And
Big Brother is the
Love is Blind.
No, it's not Love is Blind. It's,
Love Island.
Love Island. Thank you, Dukes. They shoot it next day. It's live, and then they shoot again.
Isn't Big
every
Brother
day.
like live? Like it's all like
don't know
happening
about
right in
that
front.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this would be awesome. If it was 24 hours live of all of them mic'd up.
That'd be great.
I might live stream myself sleeping just to see the night.
You should do it on TikTok. People do that on TikTok.
We'll see. Yeah.
I'd watch that. That's fine.
I would too. I'd have it on.
Yeah, I don't
If
know.
you just
Talking
got
in my
up-
sleep though.
If you just got up, imagine you just started talking shit about someone in your sleep and you're
I do all the time. If I get a cramp, I start running around again.
Lancaster.
It's tough this week. It's tough this week out there. We're not taking shots on that. All right, college. I might be famous last words. I love A&M. At home, I've had this game circled. I know Bama's looking a little bit better. I don't think Bama is Bama. I think Texas A&M can snipe them. Texas A&M is maybe my favorite play of the week.
even
I
with
love
their quarterback out.
The kid Johnson is right there. He's been playing well. I like A&M a lot here, and the line's moving towards me. It seems like Alabama's only now -1. Started at 3, but definitely at 2.5. So I like A&M.
I like. I'm not betting the game because I have Bama 30-1 to win the whole thing. So this was the only game that I thought they had to get past, and I think they have a great road after that because there's a lot of teams that I don't at home they'll be fine. But it's gonna be a really good game. But usually I feel like A&M in big games kind of blow it.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about.
It's the
But
only thing
obviously,
that's
Jimbo Fisher. The other one, Notre Dame, Louisville. I like Louisville. I weirdly like a lot of dogs this week. I like Louisville outright in this one.
You're a
Rico.
Louis. You like Louis.
I do. I think they have a great running attack. I think that can neutralize Notre Dame. I know the quarterback didn't look great for Louisville last week, Plummer. I like Louisville here outright. At night. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, at night, all black, Louisville.
Is there any
Going
part of
against, going
you?
against your boy Brad.
He likes Notre Dame?
Yep.
Ooh.
Is there any part of you that feels like you're making a week 1 mistake in week 5?
How so?
Like you're just falling for these traps. Like, oh, Notre Dame looked bad.
No.
Louisville looks good. Louisville
No,
undefeated.
because
Take
I have
Louisville.
Louisville's win total, and I had them to win the ACC.
Exactly. Do you think you fall in love with teams that you feel like you have to take them every week?
But they
Dudes,
go
are you-
5-0.
are you
They went
new
5-0
here?
for me.
This man
no.
dies for teams and will not get off until they really, really hurt him.
I remember Charlotte team total.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He does. He finds a little love in a team, and he will die with
Like
them.
everyone, like A&M looks pretty frisky.
Yeah.
Alabama looks bad. Alabama ain't Bama anymore. Let me take A&M.
Yep.
These are week 1 mistakes for me.
Do you think? I know it's always usually at this time, but do you think Oklahoma Texas should be at night?
No,
You like it there?
I'm okay with it. I like a big game starting the day, too. I don't hate that. Get right from the get-go. Speaking of that one, over 60.5. Texas -5.5.
I think you just gotta take Texas here.
I kind of like Oklahoma.
Why?
Dylan Gabriel's really good. Game seems to always be close.
I'm just more nervous about that. Oklahoma hasn't played anybody, and Texas has had a test at Alabama. Anyone beating anyone at Alabama is always something. But yeah, it's just more. I like them because they're home.
Yeah. Maryland, 20-point dogs to Ohio
They're
State.
not home. They're thing.
Oh, it's neutral, yeah. Ohio State -20, over under 57.5. Ohio State getting their first test. Maryland in a spot to spoil the
I like
party.
Maryland plus 19.5. I do.
They can score. They definitely can score.
Tua's brother can fucking sling.
Yeah, for weeks I said the Maryland people fucked me up. They said the Maryland people are going to lose. I hope Maryland wins outright. Give me all the chaos in the playoff. LSU, Missouri, LSU now playoff.
Missouri good?
See, this is the thing I'm talking about, right? Like LSU is 3-2, 2 tough losses, obviously Florida State and Ole Miss. But because they're in the SEC, they're 25.
They should not be.
That's how it works. Like that's just always how it works.
The SEC isn't even that good this year. They should not be ranked.
And meanwhile, UCLA isn't ranked. Granted, they don't have like a massive win, but they lost to Utah when they were ranked close, and UCLA is not ranked. Like the Pac-12 does not get the respect the SEC does. They never will. It's just how it goes.
Bosco, can I interject really quick?
Yeah.
For going back to Texas OU, I'm just looking at the numbers. This is so the OU line was moving down in favor of OU, and everybody's on Texas.
Public or money?
Public and money.
Okay.
So, I mean, it looks in favor of OU.
Yeah.
If you're doing that, everyone's on it, but line's moving in favor of OU.
We have one major sharp play, according to the money. It is Saturday night, 6 p.m. Tulsa at Florida Atlantic. Opened at 3.5 in favor of Florida Atlantic. It's now -3. The FAU is getting at -3, 73% of the money and 48% of the bets.
Interesting. Their quarterback's out for the year, I'm pretty sure, too, at FAU.
Casey Thompson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out. All right, Kentucky, Georgia. Kentucky is in a spot to be the front runners on that side of the fucking thing that no one's talking about. I feel like there always gets to this point. You just got to get undefeated. Well, if we could beat Georgia, and that's a tall task. 14.5 Georgia. I'm leaning towards the fact that Georgia's been playing with their food a little bit. They've seen the tape. They got the coaches rattle in the cage. I think Georgia kind of flexes here, but that's no disrespect to Kentucky because Kentucky's looked very good.
But Georgia has, like last year, right? Georgia was blowing teams out. Beginning of the season, killing them. UT Martin's not a real school. Ball State's not a real school. They beat South Carolina at home by 10, and then they won by 7 at Auburn. Like those are two teams that are not very good. And Georgia has been and I don't know much about Kentucky, so I can't say too much about them. But that's why I'm leaning towards Kentucky, just because they have not been very good.
Yeah, but there's a spot where when it does get bad for Georgia and Georgia digs their heels in, you can't. Trying to get 3 yards is like getting 3 miles.
That's true.
So when Georgia clicks. So Dig from Kentucky, I think he's got an opinion on the game. Which way you going, Dig?
It's Sig. I am the self-proclaimed king of Kentucky. We don't like red. You want to keep taking Louisville picks. Nobody cares about Louisville. You can just not talk about them. Kentucky minus 14.5 is the pick. But for all those with those big balls, we're going to take Kentucky main line, Dion or Walker, our D-line. We have Georgia's D-line from last year on Kentucky's team this year. We are going to shut down Georgia. We're going to go in between the hedges. We're going to smoke some grass, and we are going to destroy the Georgia Bulldogs for the first time in 13 years. Dude, Ray Davis is an amazing running back. Devin Leary, his shoulder is finally healthy. He's getting into the system. Y'all keep picking Georgia, fade, Rico, reverse Rico Riders, my man.
I'm just saying, I don't have a great opinion on the game, but it does seem like Georgia – When things get difficult against Georgia, there's no one you rather not go against, if that makes sense. But yeah, hey, listen. Go ahead. You got the tickets to the SEC if you can run through. Georgia's the biggest test.
Good. Hey, yeah, we do have the tickets, and if we win this game, you know what? We're going to the college playoff. Mark it. First person to talk about it, Kentucky, college football playoff. Everybody's going to be on it. Buy your ticket now.
Hey, Jake, is this Jake from Healthy Debate?
What?
Did you call him?
different
I called it Healthy Debate.
No, he's too busy ordering food. That sounds like a girl at a takeout. Bingo from Omaha, Nebraska Cornhuskers. I'll kind of wrap it up.
Hey, yeah, real quick, Tutu Atwell's birthday is tomorrow, and so bet him Sunday, and Kyle Pitts is on baby watch, as well as Randall Cobb and Russell Wilson. Huskers tonight, if they lose, is it just over? Or are we the most depressed fan base in all of college football if we lose tonight?
No, because what year is it for Matt Rule? 1 or 2?
I mean, it's
First.
One.
It's
First,
one.
right? So you got to give him a pass to this year. He's got to rebuild the foundation.
But you're still a sad sack. of school.
You are still a sad sack of shit.
It's,
Yeah, but
Marty, I'm 30-year-old Husker fan. The first season I remember is Eric Crouch, and it's only been downhill. The
I
highlight
know.
has been Ndamukong Suh.
Oof.
It's it's depression.
Yeah, it is, and it's tough. But shout out to that's what sports is about. You just sit there and make them sad. You'll still watch, but they'll make you sad tonight.
Oh, the next 9-3 season, I'm going to be dancing.
That's what
I'll take 7-5.
I completely understand that.
He goes, "I'll take 7 and 5."
You have to have the sour to have the sweet. Like you have to go through the shit to really enjoy it.
makes it that
Yeah,
much
but
better.
you got to realize I've only had sour, and then everybody who's older than me just remembers the good old days.
Right.
It's just infuriating. It's like that. I just want to get back to being respectable. I don't demand national championships. I just want to be competing for a Big Ten championship like 1 out of every 5 years.
Hey, there's
Like,
a
God
shirt
damn it.
on the Barstool Sports stores. Make Nebraska mediocre again. So
As a
Get back.
as a Jets fan, I completely
We got
understand
Will
what
Thompson
Bingo's
looking
saying.
for you guys. That's cool.
Hey, Will's passionate. I like Will. But yeah, I get his point. Like it's
well, that's a highlight of Nebraska.
That's got to be the
Will Thompson
worst
working.
thing. You're through the worst part, and everybody else ahead of you and older than you got
Right,
the
has
shit.
all these great memories.
Yeah.
No, that sucks. As I said, it's like being a Jets fan. My dad's friends all talk about Namath and stuff. It's like, all right, I didn't see any of that. I just
Yeah.
get to enjoy shit.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm still waiting for the week to blow up in college. You know, this Saturday we talk about it all the time. It's late. It's like 8:30. It's in the second half of the thing, and you look at the top 10, and everybody lost.
I think it's.
And you're like,
I feel like it's next week. I don't know why.
it's too obvious to be the 21st because that's when it's like the best games of the year. That's the best Saturday of the year. But it blows up when you don't expect it to blow up. So I'm interested to see when that finally comes. But yeah, a lot
You
of
know who I like? Wyoming +6 and money line.
who they got
Fresno State. I like them a lot.
at home. Wyoming's a tough spot. Laramie's always a really tough spot.
I'm gonna be like you guys on Saturday. 4 baseball games back to back to back to back. I'm so excited. Saturday's gonna be an awesome day for baseball.
No. Do you guys have any say in LSU Mizzou?
I touched on it briefly. I think LSU's season's done. I like the over because they can't stop anybody.
Can't stop a nosebleed.
Yeah, Missouri's pretty pesky. I like the over in that one. Tonight's line makes no sense. Kansas State -12 going to Oklahoma State at night. First Friday night game. I think Dan said it's in like 40 years at Oklahoma State. That's always a rowdy spot. They're desperate. And then Illinois tonight -3.5. He touched on with Nebraska. But yeah, I think it's obviously a good weekend. Baseball, basketball starting up, hockey starting up, but pro holiday weekend. It's definitely a nice spot. I think A&M. I would like to see A&M start that. Start the chaos. I'd like to see Maryland. I hope this is the Saturday where it's wild, truthfully wild, because this playoff. I think did I touch on this? We are set for a potential of some of the best big names in this Final Four in a playoff. Like think about if it's Texas, USC, Michigan, Alabama, Michigan, Georgia. Even Washington. Washington's not a premier program, but like Penix would be a front runner for that. Like this, we are set. Now, all of it's got to hold. But Florida State, Miami, there are a lot of pieces in here where
I'm hoping one team doesn't, and that's Penn State. I don't want them to be.
they'd be insufferable. Yeah, I'm obviously against that. But I would like the new ones. I'd like to see Miami get in. I'd like to see Florida State get in. I'd like to see
want a
USC
Pac-12.
hasn't been in. I'd like to see USC or Washington's been in. I'd like to see USC.
Oregon could be in it.
Yeah,
like Oregon.
as well.
I want a Pac-12 team there. I don't want 2 SEC.
I do think you need Georgia going for their third. I think that's a good storyline.
The worst case scenario, which is good for me, but is that Georgia goes undefeated, Alabama runs back through, they play each other for the conference championship, Alabama wins, they're both in.
I know, but that sucks because then
So
what
I'm
do you?
saying it's not. That's the worst case scenario.
Like it's a horrible situation, but then what would you do if you were looking at an undefeated Pac-12 champion, an undefeated Big 12 champion, and an undefeated ACC champion? The second SEC team cannot get in. That's just a fact.
So that'd be Georgia in that sense if Alabama beat them.
It's just a fact. They can't get in.
Some way, somehow, I think
They will.
Yeah.
But that would be outrage. You went
I know.
undefeated and you won a major conference. Like that's That's maybe the worst nightmare scenario. So we'll see. It all unfolds, one Saturday at a time. Definitely entertaining.
What's your take, Rico, on the North Carolina State pick that Brad put out? I jumped on it.
Who do they have?
It's against Marshall. It's at
New quarterback.
It's at NC State, and the line is 6.5. NC State's favorite.
So that was his favorite play.
I don't know it enough.
That's what I jumped on. Yeah,
I'm all over it. He's been 2-0 the last two.
He's sharp, so I'll ride it.
All right, so we're all in on this one together.
Yeah, I'll get in on Brad for sure. What else did he like in the big games?
I wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
Clemmer was here.
I forget exactly. I think that he was leaning towards Kentucky.
Okay.
Oh, no, he was leaning towards Georgia because he's like, it opened up preseason at -21. It's down to 14 now. Got to take Georgia. I think that was like a lean. I don't think it was an official pick. I'm curious for your guys' opinion. I'm eyeing down UNC Cuse. I think I love the over in this one.
Yeah, 100%.
The UNC defense isn't the Clemson defense. I'm expecting Syracuse to put up about 20 points, and I think that UNC, no shot, scores below 30.
Do you think UNC has any chance to run the table in the ACC?
Yeah, you give it a chance. I really think Miami's my money.
Let's see. I think North Carolina's schedule is favorable. Well, we're going to know next week. They got Miami. So Miami, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Campbell, Duke, Clemson, NC State.
Biggest games are, but I mean, besides Clemson.
Two massive, 3 tests. Duke, I forgot, is a test too. So, yeah, I mean, there's a chance. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. And then, obviously, Florida State plays Miami, so they're going to like these schools, all these schools are going to cannibalize each other. This is why the 12-team playoff is going to be great.
Duke UNC is going to be an awesome game. Two very contrasting teams, in my opinion. I think Duke's defense is legit. UNC's offense is explosive. I'm very excited for that one. This might be the most meaningful football game that UNC and Duke have ever played.
Yeah.
Last time might have been 2012.
Yeah. What's weird is it's November 11th, like right when basketball is starting.
Right.
So I'm wondering if Carolina and Duke have home openers that weekend, which, don't get me wrong, like football's big, but
for sure.
Oh, I don't.
Will people still be like, you going to the football, or you going to the game, and they go, who, against East Tennessee State to open the year? It's like, nah, the football game. Like,
it's close.
I'm interested to see which way.
People will camp out for those tickets.
Exactly.
So, I mean, they might just miss that football game.
Q's starting quarterback is out, I'm hearing. The over was going to be my mortal lock in that game. So I'm going to get back in the lab.
Okay. You got to get us one. You're giving us one every week. I know you're up and down, but.
Did Ebo lose again last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
the only one keeping me.
Hey, look. That's not good for the stat boys.
I think I might still take.
Ebo's too focused on the Orioles right now.
Yeah.
He's got to be amped up.
I'm either going to take FAU or the over in UNC, or I might just take UNC. I'll tweet it out.
Yeah. In terms of tonight, Smitty, you got anything on the card tonight or baseball that you've locked in for tomorrow? Give us your cards, wrap it around, and we'll end it.
I got the Phillies plus 145 for the series. Go Phils.
Marty.
I got Oklahoma State plus 12.5, and I got Nebraska plus 3.5.
I probably will get involved in Kansas State live, like if it starts slow and I can get it inside of a touchdown, or maybe they're down early on a fluky play. I do think Kansas State pulls it out, but Oklahoma State's going to be pesky. I'm staying away from that game, so nothing tonight. And then I think you take a stab at the D-backs to win that series, lined up the way they are. I've just been riding this team. It's more fun. Let's keep it going. Our guy Joe Mantelay got a win a couple of nights ago. Gallen got a win. Let's keep it going. What do you have the rest of the way? And then A&M's my best play. And I love the over in Miami, Georgia Tech. Miami's been a big over team for me. I love them.
Baseball pick could go the other way. If you want to take the Dodgers to sweep, it's plus 350. I think that's it's on the table. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's very possible. The Dodgers are that good, and unfortunately, this matchup so badly with the Diamondbacks on the Diamondback side.
Okay. Dukes, anything else?
UNC minus 9.5 mortal. Tez Walker back. He cleared the waivers, which is huge for UNC in that explosive offense. With the Q's quarterback out, I just don't want to put trust into a backup quarterback to get me the over. So I'll take UNC with the points. Wanted to call some things up to your guys' opinions. Did you guys see that Pitt's quarterback Jerkovic switched to tight end?
What a
So he was supposed to be a first-round draft pick. Obviously had some injuries, came in from Pine Richland High School out of Pittsburgh, went to Notre Dame, didn't work out, went to BC, had some flashes of greatness, but transferred to his hometown Pitt, and now he's a tight end. Crazy.
Love that.
I did see some other, Billy Epler under investigation.
One last pick, too. I have the Orioles to win that series. It's minus 110. I think the Orioles beat the Rangers.
Okay. And then the Big Ten, I saw that, Big Ten future schedules. you are if those teams on the East Coast don't play the Big Ten games at 12 noon on purpose. I know the TV deals fluctuate how they want, but especially basketball too. Like if you're not, you should fuck with those teams, and they should fuck with you the same way when they do it. So
did you guys see that? What was it? Was it Utah or somebody that gave all their players
cars? Yeah,
cars.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, and staying with Utah, did you see about Cam Rising? Like tore. It wasn't like just a torn ACL. He tore everything in his knee.
Why did they keep saying he was going to try and play then?
I don't know. I saw a report. Isn't that crazy? Like he tore his MCL, PCL, meniscus, PUCL, which you didn't even know existed until you had to tear it. Crazy. And then what was the other thing I was going to bring up? Oh yeah, Carlos Correa. Did you see what he said about on the documentary that he was gonna didn't want to cheat? Was like, guys, let's play ball the right way, and they said he was gonna get traded.
Yeah, I mean, Michael.
They're all pieces of shit.
Michael Jordan said it on the documentary too. Like, I saw those guys doing cocaine. I didn't do as a rookie. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think Jordan did it, but what's he supposed to say in the documentary?
The Astros are pieces of shit.
You're gonna make yourself look good.
That shouldn't be a World Series.
I'll say this: not enough was said about that story. There's some interesting books. Winning Fixes Everything is a good book. There's some good books about it. Rob Manfred buried that story.
What year was it again?
What year did it happen?
Yeah.
2018, right?
Yeah, look what happens after that. Pushed it down. Joey B. COVID.
I don't know.
COVID stopped everything of people talking about the Astros. That's a fact.
Fact.
Thank you, Dukes.
And then, Plummer, do you have anything on Epler?
Yeah, I mean, this is something a lot of teams do. It doesn't make it right at all, but they manipulate the IL. So they'll say a guy is hurt when he's not really hurt. Put him in the IL. The players love it because they're still getting service time. They're still getting major league pay. It's kind of like, quote unquote, a victimless crime internally. But you got to play it fair. There's a rule. Rules exist for a reason. So I think this is going to start a crackdown, and I think you're going to see less of this moving forward because every team does it. And it's like Tommy Hunter was for the Mets was on the IL like 4 times this year. He was never really even hurt. Like Tim LaCastro had a back. What are we doing?
Right.
It's always fringe guys.
Yeah. That's where we're at. Friday show. Enjoy it. A lot of football. Surviving Barstool coming up. Italian Heritage Day Monday.
You're obviously out all next week.
Yeah, nobody's doing shows. I'm not doing anything.
Oh,
so.
I guess I fell for a tweet about Correa. I guess.
That's what you get with our producer.
It is an interesting series, though. Correa against his old team. That's exciting.
See you Monday.